Hey there guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. This is a quick review of The Man Who Killed Hitler and then Bigfoot. Let's get right into the video. Boom. Alright, so we're gonna start off with the cinematography, and the cinematography in this movie is actually pretty good. Now, there are a lot of moments in this movie where the lighting is kind of bad, but I'm gonna talk about that in my negative side of this review. But if we're talking strictly about the shot structure, the composition, and the visual storytelling in the movie, it's fantastic. Most of the time in the movie, you don't really need to hear what's going on, you just watch the film and you can understand it. If you play the movie on mute, you can probably understand the entire thing beginning to end. It will kind of get boring towards the second act because it's filled with dialogue, but for the majority of this movie, it is kind of driven visually, and that's the great part about it. But there's also a negative side to this that I'll talk about in my negative side of this review. Now, in terms of the performances, there is only one notable one, and that is in regards to Sam Elliott, who gives probably the best performance I've seen from him in the last few years. He was very good in A Star Is Born, but in this movie, he really does drive the performance home. He gives that emotional subtlety that you need towards the second act and third act when the movie does tend to slow down a little bit more. You know, there's a bit towards the third act where you can actually see the subtlety come out of him. There's a few over the top moments in the movie, but those are called for. It's what you expect from a movie like this. And all in all, I just think his performance was subtle for what it could have been. It could have really gone south if he did not keep that subtlety in check. But yeah, all in all, his performance was great. Everyone else was fine. Alright, we're gonna move on to the negative side of this review. We actually have one problem with this movie, and that's the fact that the pacing is god awful. The movie's boring. It's practically boring. For the first half hour, it was pretty interesting. They set up an interesting plot and then did nothing with it. Absolutely nothing. They take this quick turn within the first half hour, go somewhere else with the movie, and for the entirety of the movie, you're just thinking it would have been much better paced if they went that way. That would have been consistent with the entire movie. I digress. What's the bigger problem with the movie is the fact the movie's boring. The movie takes its time to build, and you know, that's fine sometimes if a movie knows how to pace it. But when a movie is building to something and you find out that it was nothing all along, that's just boring. It was building to nothing. And that's just my problem with this movie, is that it was boring. Just remember, it's all subjective.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable.